I am done.
Honey,
Done with it. I'm done.
I want to go back home. I want to go back to my children. This is ridiculous. Like, you can't turn her to a housewife. That's what's going on.
Hello everybody, welcome to TLC's 90-Day Fiancé show. Please click on the subscribe button and give this episode a thumbs up. Jasmine Pineda of 90-Day Fiancé has been accused of using an open marriage ruse to conceal a passionate affair with Matt Brownies. Her ex-husband, Gino Palazzolo, is making headlines for his recent athletic makeover, but Rob Warren is the one who is really in the hot seat because he claimed that Jasmine was playing games to minimize her feelings for Matt. They were present at the Season 2 tell-all of 90 Day, the last resort when all of this hyped drama broke. Jasmine announced to the world that she was expecting Matt's child at that point. It seems that this triangle of love, which was ostensibly camouflaged as an open marriage, wasn't exactly destined to endure. Jasmine left Gino to be with Matt because she clearly prefers him. Jasmine is gorgeous during her pregnancy and has a large baby bump at this time, which is just where she wants to be. Despite this, Jasmine's detractors continue to viciously abuse her on Instagram, accusing her of not being worthy of motherhood because she doesn't live with her other children. She is attempting to obtain visas for her other 2 children, but the trolls don't think that's good enough. Rob is now also playing the blame game. Yaya Ujoni, an IG critic, stated, "Given that Jasmine physically left her 2 other children behind, how can anyone be pleased for her?" Gino said that despite having her green card for more than a year, she had never taken a plane to see or pick up her children in Panama. Is Rob making too many criticisms? He's not an angel at the tell-all. Rob felt it was okay to criticize the expectant celebrity Jasmine for allegedly concealing an affair through an open marriage. Sophie Sierra had to make an effort to forgive this devoted bad boy after learning of his infidelity. I suggest that people be on some kind of moral high ground if they are going to sit in judgment. Judges ought to be neither better or worse than those they are criticizing. Rob's situation appears to be a case of hypocrisy. Rob was clearly not an angel, which is why he was given a villain edit. Jasmine tossed a shoe at him after he verbally assaulted her. Although violence is never the solution, it's understandable why Jasmine became irate with the hypocrite man who has no right to make fun of a pregnant woman. It's simply not cool. Because they are flooded with hormones, pregnant women often feel uncomfortable, and their unborn children may really sense their unpleasant feelings. Especially when they are pregnant, gentlemen defend women instead of abandoning them to the elements. Unhappy pregnant women may release stress chemicals that the fetus may experience, according to Psych Central. Therefore, I believe that pregnant women should not be allowed to engage in trolling for this reason alone. But some folks obviously don't agree. Rob seems to lean toward being a villain and revels in his role as a bad boy. Rob brags about being a bad boy on Instagram. Rob went low at the tell-all, and now he's requesting receipts from Jasmine to establish her innocence. She is heavily pregnant once more. This is nearly unreal. This kind of ugly feud is just not appropriate at this time. When it comes to Gino, Rob is very bro-ish and will stop at nothing to defend the man with the hat. But Jasmine is in a precarious situation. Rob isn't doing himself any favors by resorting to this, in my opinion. People shouldn't waste their brief existence with hatred. I advise everyone to unwind and live their own lives as Gino and Jasmine are no longer together and nothing will make them do so. They may receive less attention if they keep to themselves, but it will likely be worthwhile because they won't be making a big deal out of themselves. Rob might feel guilty about what he did to a pregnant woman in the future. It's not necessary to express every idea. The fact that Jasmine is expecting a child is more important than the circumstances surrounding the beginning of her relationship with her new partner. Rob Warren of 90 Day Fiancé might want to issue an apology. Rob Warren, star of 90 Day, The Last Resort, expressed regret for his controversial actions during the tell-all, when he offended his supporters and criticized Jasmine Pineda for attempting to finesse Gino Palazzolo. Rob has been under fire for disparaging a pregnant woman with health concerns while defending his pal Gino. Jasmine attempted to hit Rob with a shoe, but Sophie Sierra is questioning Rob over his alleged abuse and criminal history. After Sophie exposed Rob's online cheating, he is now accusing Jasmine of cheating. Rob has apologized to Jasmine for something he did during the tell-all. Rob used an Instagram story to make his point. Rob wrote, "I sincerely apologize to anyone I offended," on his Instagram stories via @rewatchreality. "I swear, I adore Latino people," he continued. Rob apologized for his rudeness toward them when he made fun of Jasmine's accent. He did, however, clarify that he was attempting to mimic her arrogant remark rather than her accent, which had triggered him. Rob went on, "And her accent just came with it." Because he didn't want followers to think he would purposefully offend a culture, he said that he doesn't need anyone to tell him it was funny or not to apologize. Because he spends so much time with Latino individuals, Rob said he was able to pull off the accent at all. He acknowledged that he is under fire for several reasons and that he is aware of a lot that is happening. But since he recognized that it wasn't cool, this was the one thing he wanted to apologize for. In addition, Rob stated that he was not gay and advised followers to refrain from approaching him since he would merely block them. What Rob means when he apologizes to his fans after making fun of Jasmine's accent. Rob has not expressed regret to Jasmine. However, Rob has not personally apologized to Jasmine. Instead, he has done so to his followers, who appear to have been appalled by his actions on the tell-all set. Since Rob's own marriage had been in trouble because of his online cheating, he has come under fire for projecting onto Jasmine. Even after they were married, Sophie never trusted Rob. She left him after discovering evidence that he had lied about how much he had cheated. Rob is acting as though fans haven't seen him and Sophie on television, though. Even before they began filming The Last Resort, he said, Jasmine was cheating on Gino. Rob now wants to preserve his remaining franchise reputation. It was inappropriate for him to curse Jasmine. He ought to have allowed Gino to defend himself and speak up about Jasmine's betrayal of him. Rob is now under fire since Gino wanted him to be his lawyer instead. Even Jasmine was wrong, though, when she hurled a shoe at Rob and attempted to make it seem as though he ought to feel guilty about having created pornographic content in the past, even though it was her present occupation and her main source of income. Our view on Rob's desire to drop his villain label amid the tell-all. Rob is concerned about having to split from his 90-day fiancé. Rob and Jasmine didn't get personal. He solely criticized her for actions that were a part of her 90-day, The Last Resort plot. By posting Rob's private images online, Jasmine was acting inappropriately. Rob ought to have refrained from disparaging the expectant mother and then making remarks about her unborn child. Because of Gino and Jasmine, he may be worried that Jasmine's accusation of bullying him will hurt his prospects of getting back into the franchise. For this reason, he wants to do everything in his power to avoid being branded as a villain. After being spotted pleading to rejoin the franchise and implying that their finances are struggling, 90-day fiancé couple Jenny Slatin and Sumit Singh have shared big news regarding their romance. When Jenny from California and Sumit from India initially connected on Facebook over 10 years ago, Sumit had catfished her. Despite being in a long-distance relationship with Jenny, Sumit also had a secret wife for a number of years. Jenny and Sumit remained married. Because of her age, she received criticism from Sumit's relatives. Jenny and Sumit are 30 years apart in age. But Jenny succeeded in gaining Sadhna's favor. Fans are curious about what has been going on in Sumit and Jenny's lives in India as they have been absent from the show for years. Sumit revealed a significant development in his Instagram post. He captioned the photo with the words, "Big news," adding that he and Jenny were thrilled to be returning to the network's 90-Day Diaries program. Begins on April 7th, Sumit continued. He urged viewers to prepare for a brand new season filled with romance, drama, and excitement. He asked his fans, "Are you eager to watch our story play out on your favorite show again?" Sumit and Jenny were dressed for their Hindu wedding in the attached photo. The implications of Sumit and Jenny's franchise return for their partnership. Did Jenny succeed in persuading the network? Although Sumit and Jenny continue to post on social media, their content does not accurately depict their lives in India. His mother had finally accepted Jenny as her mother-in-law, as Jenny and Sumit disclosed in the most recent 90-Day Diaries episode. On their first overseas journey, the couple flew to Thailand, where they met Annie Suwan and David Toborowski, who attempted to sell them their condo. The fact that Sumit and Jenny are still residing in India suggests that they are having financial difficulties. Fans of 90-Day Fiancé had some startling responses to Jenny's remark. They thought the plot of Sumit and Jenny's narrative was dull and lacked any drama to keep it interesting. Their reappearance, however, demonstrates that their lives have undergone some significant changes. This is demonstrated by the fact that Sumit and Jenny are posing for wedding pictures despite having previously been married in 2021. Since their future in the franchise will also depend on it, it is unclear what Jenny and Sumit have to give their audience. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Get more updates daily.